10 changes for Pep Guardiola. Haaland coming off the bench wasn't his night either, and it's back-to-back defeats for Manchester City too. Mario Melchiot is with us. 10 changes?
It's a lot,
it's a lot, isn't it?
I mean, we were looking at it, they're playing Leeds at home at the weekend. Now, is there such a thing as a given? I mean, I suppose there's not, but it doesn't get much easier than that. So did he have to make all those changes? Probably not. Will he qualify? Yes. But like winning becomes a habit, so does losing becomes very detrimental to your mentality, particularly when you're not keeping clean sheets. They could have lost another 2 or 3 goals at the weekend at Newcastle, but for Donnarumma, who didn't play tonight, but he's been excellent. But even he couldn't keep them in that game at the weekend. And so, you know, if you're looking to put a run of results together, which Man City are, particularly in the Premier League, to try and hunt down Arsenal, you need something that's sort of giving you some continuity and some consistency. And they never got that tonight. That was too many changes and just another poor defeat.
Because what happened, you lose the fear factor. You know, in years gone by, when Man City was 7 points behind Arsenal at this stage, I think in a couple of seasons, you went, oh, Man City are going to win all their games from now to the end of the season, and Arsenal are going to have to do well. And people were frightened of Manchester City. They didn't want to go and play them. It's how can we stop them scoring rather than go and attacking them. Now you can go and attack Man City. There's lots of spaces to play. They've lost that fear factor, which is a big blow for them.
It's interesting, Mario, because Pep Guardiola said after the international break, the season starts now, and it's been back-to-back losses for him.
Yeah, and also the time where we are, right? Because we're now coming towards the end of November, and now December we always talk about that's when leagues get won. December, January, those are the very important and the key things. What Robert said, you know, look, when you come close to the likes like Arsenal, and that's the team in form. Everybody sees that, watch them, it's like that's the one that you want to catch up to. But then you're getting so close and you lose the game, and then you lose this one. Now, this is also momentum, and they're losing the momentum. And if you're hot and cold, it's going to be very difficult. And also you need more guys that can score goals, because he left Haaland on the bench, brought him on after, and okay, he had 2 opportunities, but I think Flecken had a really good game, you know, the goalkeeper from Leverkusen. But away from that, if they keep going like that, it's going to be very, very tough for them just to make sure that they stay up and can get that race going, what we just talked about.
Who have you got? Go on.
No, I'm just saying, I was thinking back to the weekend. I was just thinking about how Man City cover up their deficiencies. And you could argue the weakest point of their team is the 2 full-backs. Yes, Nico Riley has done well and he's played for England. He's a good young player. But he's not a left-back. Mateus Nunes is not a right-back. So they can get exposed. Newcastle did their homework at the weekend. It was Jacob Murphy and Harvey Barnes. And because... And he's going to have to figure this out, Guardiola. Because City played as narrow as they did at Newcastle and as they do, they had Cherki and Phil Foden in behind Erling Haaland. Whenever they coughed the ball up, all Newcastle did was, as soon as they won it, they went wide. And the fullbacks, Lewis Hall and Livramento, in the first 45 minutes, had more touches than anybody else in the field. Why? Because every time they coughed it up in midfield, or Newcastle won it back, they went wide and they had a 2-on-1. So he's going to have to figure out a way to get the balance right in this side. Yeah, it's all very well saying, well, Foden will play and Cherki will play and Haaland will score goals, but when you're not as dominant as you once were and you're losing the ball, teams are going to pinpoint your full-backs in your wide areas, and Newcastle did that brilliantly at the weekend, and that is something that Guardiola is going to have to figure out. Otherwise, that is going to be one of the sides to their 11 and back 4 that is going to be exposed. And as I said, Newcastle did a brilliant job of that at the weekend.
Is the depth of the squad strong enough to balance throughout these competitions that he's in?
He's got a big squad, but is it full of quality? Is it full of proven players that are constantly winning week in, week out? No. You know, when you see some of the players, like Marmoush has come to the club. You know, we saw playing Bundesliga and you thought, what a good signing that is. He's going to do this, he's going to do that. He can play up front, he can play wide. And he has 1 or 2 good games. But because he's not playing consistently, and then when he does have the odd bad game, he gets left out of the team, he's lost his confidence. So a lot of those players that came into the side today won't have been high on confidence. Nathan Ake's a good example, who 2 years ago was one of their better defenders. Now, because he plays irregularly, he can't get his form right, and he's lost his confidence, and he knows the manager doesn't quite fancy him as much as he did before. So that big squad isn't quite as good as it should be.
Well, it's time for the glasses.
Oh dear.
Because you really did ask about Man City squad, right? Right, you really did ask. Nouri they signed, he played. Kushinov they signed, he played. Nico Gonzalez. They paid 60 million, I think, from Reinders, from Milan. Oscar Bob's been. They all played, and you go to the bench: Ruben Dias, Erling Haaland, Ryan Cherky, Jeremy Doku, Bernardo Silva, Josko Gvardiol, Donnarumma, Mateus Nunes, Nico Riley, Phil Foden on the bench. I mean, come on, there is no excuse here for Man City. This is one of the best squads in European football. Yeah, it might have some balance issues. That's their problem. That is their. If there's balance issues, that is City and Guardiola's
Is he getting the
problem.
best out of that squad?
Well, why is Mateus Nunes playing right back still, and why has Nico Riley been playing left back when they signed Et Nouri from Wolves, who they knew couldn't defend? Because if you watched him at Wolves, he couldn't defend. He's good going forward. He's not a very good defender. Guess what Man City needed? Good defenders. They needed, when they won the Champions League, the year they won the Premier League and the Champions League, they gave up a bit of going forward for a bit of solidity. And they needed that for the final against Inter Milan because they didn't play well. But they had a little bit more solidity. They've gone back to the old gung-ho City. We'll play two attackers at full-back and we'll do... They have a giant squad.
Is it good enough?
Well, it might not be good enough because of these positions that I'm talking about, particularly the full-back positions. But you look at the team they had out tonight, going forward in particular, and you look at all the players I talked about on the bench, that's incredible. But if they've not solidified the right-back and the left-back positions, that's on them. Because they've spent enough money, they've brought players in, but they've not brought in the right profile of player. And if that's the case, there's nobody else to blame but Man City.
This season, because of all those players that Craig just mentioned, this was going to be the rebuild. OK, last season we didn't play particularly well, we had all those bad results. This is the season where we're going to rebuild, we're going to change the philosophy slightly. There are all these new players coming in. This is the start of me building another big team. At the moment, I don't quite see it happening. It's a good team, but it's not going to be a great team at the moment.
Yeah. Right. Sorry.
Yeah, but
there's just...
Robert,
if you look at it...
You guys don't think that they...
Go on.
Yeah, what I also think that's happening, at City, is that people starting to understand the tactical side, how they want to play. Because every time when City wants to control the game, and he's like that, he wants to be on the ball. Every time he wants to control the game, he's on the ball. They are standing in a position where they can be exposed. And every time they get exposed like that, soon as they make a mistake, if they lose the ball, it's like what Craig said. Like, let's say the right and the left side. One goes up, you understand, and they get exposed. There are three at the back. If they don't have the defenders that are capable to go into corners and cover them up, they're going to get exposed. And it's always been like that. This is not something new that Pep is fighting with. Because when Pep has the ball and he knows that people have fear in them to compete with them, he has no problem. But the moment when people feel we can beat them and can bring a game to them, that's when
that's the fear factor. I say they've lost the fear factor. And that's the key thing to it. Teams and managers are no longer frightened about Man City. Yes, they know they've got good players. They know Doku can cause problems. They know Haaland's a brilliant striker when he gets 1v1. They know all those things, but they know they can also attack them. They can get in behind them. They can play around them because at the moment they're not that all-round team.
It's like Barcelona in a sense. They'll give you chances. And is there any coincidence that two teams that should be the biggest challengers to Arsenal this year, and OK, you might throw Chelsea in the ring, and that's fair enough. But if we're talking about at the start of the season, the two sides that we're expecting to be in a three-way fight were Liverpool and Man City. And Liverpool have their issues, and there's absolutely no doubt about that for everybody to see. But so does City. And where are the biggest issues for both sides? Fullback. Liverpool, they basically lost the right back, and Andy Robertson can't do it anymore. They've got problems at right back, they've got problems at left back. City have the same. The fullback position is a very, very important position, not only to the attacking phase of the play, but having a unity within that back four. Neither Man City or Liverpool have that. Guess who has? Arsenal. They bought the players to make the changes, whether it's Calafiori or Lewis Skelly or Ben White or Hurricane Timber or whoever it is, they've addressed those positions.
Are you trying to say that the best player on the field should be the right back? That's why Mario played at right back. Well, that's what he's going to tell us in a minute.
That's why Trent Alexander-Arnold got the big move.
Robbo, I love you, Robbo. I love you.
It's an important
love you, Robbo.
position,
You see
Mario,
now,
is it?
that's why listen, that's why I'm back. You see, I want to speak to Robbo. Come on, Robbo, give me some more love, man. I love it.
Mario like that.
That's why he gets on shows like this.
Yeah. And Kasper Hjulman will have liked what he saw from Leverkusen tonight, managing to bring their league form into the Champions League.
we forgot to talk about
against
Leverkusen.
Manchester City.
Oh.
We did, but we'll get another chance at the weekend because
Well,
they
you
will
will.
be in action against Dortmund, 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Bayern also taking on St. Pauli.